in a black suit, Max Stein, 40s, scars all over his face and scalp, unfolds himself, closes the door. He marches to the pump, puts the nozzle in his tank, starts pumping gas. The back passenger door opens and out steps a strange woman, Kat Faraday, 20s, her clothes a shabby chic, her gait awkward, stilted, a broken doll. She and Max share a look. She then jerkily makes her way to the gas bar convenience store and goes inside. Max calmly pumps gas. Point of view, the store. Kat staggers into the store. The clerk at the counter, Kevin, 20, goth, glances up from his cell phone briefly. Kat eyes him, moves to the counter. Point of view, Max. Max finishes pumping gas. Kat comes staggering from the store, Kevin in a headlock, dragging him towards the car. He tries to choke out words but can't. Kat looks at Max, who opens the back door for her, helps her to shove Kevin inside.
For Daddy.
Max nods, closes the door, returns to the driver's side, gets in and waits. After a few moments, the back door opens and Kevin's door tumbles to the ground. The car drives off, leaving the twitching body on the pavement. Interior, the dive, later. The bar is jumping. Customers from wall to wall, salt of the earth country folks. Lots of flannel, denim, John Deere ball caps, some hockey jerseys, lots of beards, beer and belching. Sunrise, Sunny Fay, 21, French, Irish, Indigenous, tall, broad-shouldered, sits at the end of the bar tearing into some chicken wings, tossing the bones into a bowl, licking her fingers with gusto. Her motorcycle helmet sits on the stool next to, but is suddenly snatched away. Sunny turns angry, but sees it's her best friend, Billy Wilson, 21, biracial, great physical shape, is stood there grinning at her.
Oh, it's you.
Billy plops onto the now empty stool, reaching to grab a chicken wing. Sunrise slaps her hand away.
Hey, selfish.
Starving, more like it. Get your own.
Billy spots Charlie, 20s, slinging drinks. Charlie glances over and Billy nods, pointing to Sunrise's half-empty plate of wings.
Hey, Charlie, order of hot wings.
Charlie nods back, punches the order in, pulls a beer, slides it down the bar to Billy.
You want extra dipping sauce with that, Billy?
Extra hot, thanks.
Charlie returns to the other customers. Sunrise gnaws a chicken bone as Billy sips her beer.
I thought you were bartending tonight.
I am. Gotta eat first.
Pete, the doucette, 25, great head of hair, clean shaven, enters from the kitchen. He eyes Sunrise and Billy, grinning, sashaying over, stops to chat.
Well, hello, ladies.
Sunrise grins. Billy looks away, ignoring him.
Douche.
Hey, you know I hate that nickname, Sonny.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You should be. I'm your boss. Now, you working or eating?
I'm working when I finish.
Pete grimaces at the chicken wing she waves at him.
Gross.
It's just a chicken wing.
Eating meat is wrong.
Charlie serves Billy her wings. Pete wrinkles his nose. Billy grabs a wing and bites into it savagely. Pete gags, turns away.
Why do I love a carnivore?
Sunrise laughs.
Love, Pete.
Yes.
Billy makes a face as she chews her food. Pete opens his mouth, but Sunrise stops him.
Oh my God, stop. Okay, it's my birthday. No fighting here. And I'm almost done here. Then I'll start. Okay, Pete?
Good. Garbage needs taken out.
On my birthday? Really?
Even on your birthday.
You wonder why we call you douche?
Words hurt, Billy. Words hurt.
So does looking at your face.
A shout takes Pete's attention. A fight. He sighs, charges off to stop it. Sunrise finishes eating, wiping her face and hands.
Really too hard on him.
It's the only way he'll learn, like a puppy that pees on the rug. You gotta rub his nose in.
Sunrise shakes her head. Billy chomps on another wing. Exterior, country road, night. A sandwich board sign sits at the side of a country road, beside the entrance to a long driveway leading between heavy trees. The sign advertises fortune telling by Madame Fay, tarot, tea leaves, clairvoyance, runes, palm reading, crystal ball, and pendulum. A luxury SUV turns into the driveway and proceeds to a country cottage. The driver parks, and upper middle class woman, Mrs. Karen Moriarty, 50s, trendy clothes and hairstyle, gets out. At the door, about to knock, the door is pulled open by Minerva Fay, 70s, looks younger, typical Irish granny. She appears and beckons her inside. Exterior, the dive, alley. The back door opens. Sunrise marches out, dragging 2 large black garbage bags. She easily swings the bags into the large dumpster nearby, turns her gaze to a Honda Valkyrie vintage bike, which is parked nearby. She hears a noise, turns to find a raccoon perched on the edge of the dumpster, staring at her intently.
Hey there, little fella or lady. What are you doing there?
The creature chatters away at her and scampers off awkwardly off to the dumpster, stops a couple of feet away. It stares at her as she looks it over. The raccoon looks rough, fur patchy, heavily scarred, one leg canted, pointed backwards. It bares its teeth at her. Sunrise is startled and takes a step back towards the open door. The raccoon takes a couple of jerky steps towards her. She takes a couple more steps closer to the door, and the raccoon follows, getting closer. She steps into the doorframe. The raccoon, mere inches away, sees its unable pupils, flecks of foam on its muzzle.
Shit. Are you a rabbit, little guy?
She turns, leading slightly backwards into the back hallway.
Hey, Pete? Pete, can you come over here with something big and heavy, like a mixing bowl?
Sunrise and the raccoon watch each other. Footsteps approach. Pete appears in the doorway behind her.
What? I'm trying to run a bar here, Sonny.
Sunrise grabs him, points at the raccoon.
I think that thing is rabbit. Can you get me something to trap it with?
Pete glances at the raccoon, then up at the moon, waxing towards fullness. He shudders and retreats inside.
Sorry, Sonny. I can't. You're on your own.
Pete hightails it away. Sunrise breathes deeply.
Awesome.
She spots a case of empty bottles and grabs one. The raccoon jumps for her. She is quicker, grabbing the case, swinging it around to slam it into the creature. It flies across the alley, ricocheting off a pole, lands in the dumpster. 2 strides, and Sonny is also at the dumpster, slamming the lid shut. The creature bangs on the lid, trying to get out.
Damn, how is that thing still alive?
She spots a concrete cinder block, swings it up and onto the lid of the dumpster, keeping it in place. Grins, wiping her hands.
Adrenaline strength doesn't fail me now. Don't worry, little buddy. I'll call someone to get you and put you out of your misery, okay?
She goes back inside, slamming the door shut. Interior, country cottage, continuous. Minerva leads Karen into a small front parlour bedecked with comfortable but old Victorian furniture, Wiccan symbols displayed tastefully around the room. Minerva gestures for the woman to sit at the table, takes her place across from her.
Now tell me, love, why are you here?
I need your help. I want a family.
I see. And you've tried traditional methods?
Yes, but my husband is shooting blanks and he won't let me use a sperm bank.
Adoption? Fostering?
He won't go for it.
By the goddess. And what do you want of me?
Karen Moriarty leans forward, her face feral.
I want to make him do what I want.
Minerva arches an eyebrow, yanks a cloth from the centre of the table with a flourish, revealing a large crystal ball. Karen opens her mouth. Minerva holds up her hand, makes a small gimme gesture.
Cross my palm with silver and I'll see what I can do.
Karen swallows hard, opens her designer purse, pulls out a fistful of cash. She lays several bills on the table. Minerva makes the money disappear, lays her hands over the crystal ball, peering deeply into it. Karen leans in. The ball is clouded. Minerva glares. Karen sits up, her back arched. Minerva studies the ball.
Spirits, ancestors, tell me now how to make this foolish woman control her husband.
Karen is wide-eyed. Minerva sits bolt upright, staring deeply into Karen's eyes.
Clove and bay with attar of rose.
Minerva collapses over the crystal ball. Karen looks on, alarmed. Slowly, Minerva composes herself.
I have just the thing.
Minerva rises, staggers to a small cabinet, opens it to reveal an array of liquids and dried herbs. She takes a small bottle, mixes in some herbs and spring water, then shakes it.
May you get what you deserve.
He corks the bottle, turns, gives it to Karen.
Put a drop in his food or drink every morning and night. 1 drop now. When the bottle is empty, he should do as you say.
Karen takes the bottle, clutching it to her, nods, and leaves. Interior, the dive. Sunrise slips behind the bar, grabs the phone, speaking quietly. Sunny pulls on an apron and then starts slinging drinks. Billy raises her empty glass and Sunrise pulls a beer, sets it down in front of her friend.
What was that phone call about?
Didn't Pete tell you?
No, haven't seen him for a while.
Huh. There's a rabbit trash panda in the dumpster outside. Pete came out, freaked out, and then ran away.
Of course he did.
Oh, come on. I get it. He's vegan, do no harm to the animal kingdom, yada, yada.
Billy sighs, drinks a beer.
Anyway, it's your birthday. Should I sing to you?
I've heard you singing. No thanks.
Billy laughs.
Okay, I have a present for you. You have to wait until later, though.
No.
Nope, you gotta wait.
The customer calls out for a drink and Sunny goes to work. Exterior, country road. Karen's car is pulled over at the side of the road, the hood up. She stands nearby trying to get a signal on her cell phone. A black car glides past, pulls onto the shoulder just ahead of her. The driver's door opens. Max steps out and closes the door. Karen watches cautiously. He stops, staring at her intently.
Are you in distress, madam?
Karen steps back to the driver's side of her car.
I'm fine. It's just my car. Maybe you could give me a boost.
Max stares at the car, steps past and leans over the engine. He touches a finger to the battery, a spark forming between. Karen watches him, terrified. He grunts, walks back to his car, opens his hood, lays a hand on his battery. A brief sizzle, then he returns, laying a hand again on her battery, and it sparks to life. The car starts as Max slams her hood closed.
It is fixed now. Do you require any further assistance?
No, but what the hell was that? What are you?
I am Max Stein.
Karen, staring, is startled by the sound of a car door opening. Glancing past Max, she sees Kat step from the car and approach. Karen watches as Kat lays a hand on Max's arm, staring up at him.
Lady, need help?
Max pats Kat on the head.
I have helped the lady.
Kat turns her head jerkily to face Karen. Karen stands agog.
Dad E says we follow. to get safe home. Yes?
Max looks at Karen.
We will follow you home to make sure your vehicle does not break down again and you are safe.
No, that's not you. You
Please
don't have
get
to.
in your car and we will help you home.
Oh, okay, sure.
Far from shore, Karen stumbles back into her car. Max escorts Kat back to theirs. Interior, the dive, late evening. The bar is now half empty. Charlie is gone. Pete with Sunrise behind the bar. Pete stops in front of Billy.
Want another pretty lady?
He flashes her a toothy grin, fixing his hair. Billy sneers at him.
Still no chance, Pete.
Another flash of that smile again.
Someday, Billy. Someday you will run into my open and waiting arms.
No, I won't. When are you going to stop harassing me?
Pete's grin fades quickly.
What? I'm not. I'm just trying to be friendly. I like you.
Billy fumes, clenching her fists. Sunrise calls Pete over.
Go away, Pete.
Pete huffs off. Sunrise grins at Billy, delivering a bowl of pretzels.
And you, calm down. Don't start anything.
What am I supposed to do when he's like that?
Sunrise shrugs.
Anyway, time for presents.
Billy makes jazz hands while Sunrise rolls her eyes. Billy pulls out a small gift bag, slides it across the bar to Sunrise, who grins back at her.
Billy?
But wait, there's more.
Billy pulls out a small, squarish box wrapped in brown paper. Sunrise's name is scrawled over it. Billy places it on the bar top. Sunrise frowns. Pete rousts rowdies out of the bar in the background.
What? Why does it look so ominous?
Billy just shrugs.
Where did it come from? I mean, I don't see any postmark. Did someone just hand it to you?
Nope, it was in the box out front of your aunt's place.
Really? And you wanting to be a cop didn't think that was suspicious?
Well, I'm not a cop yet.
Sunrise grabs the package. A tiny spark zaps her fingers as she does so.
What the hell? It's not even metal.
Billy touches it, but no shock. Sunrise grabs it again, tidy shock, and she sweeps the package from the bar top. The customer calls out for beer. Sunrise turns to deliver.
I'll open them both later.
She turns back to work. Interior, country cottage, later. Minerva in her kitchen puts the kettle on to boil. She grabs a cup, stiffens, drops it. It falls and shatters. Her eyes roll back in her head. She grips the counter, her knuckles gone white. Interior, the dive, 2 a.m. Billy nurses a beer. Sunrise pulls her own. Pete counts the cash. Sunrise grabs the birthday gifts, sits with Billy, opening the gift bag first. Inside, a pair of bright red driving gloves. Sunrise grins at Billy.
You always know what to get me. I love them. Thanks, sis.
She cautiously reaches for the other box. Paper tears, and inside, a large white crystal on a leather thong, a small piece of dried grass wrapped around it.
Wow, what is that?
She grabs the crystal in her hand and it glows white hot. Billy jumps back, shielding her eyes. Pete winces and turns away. Sunrise cries out, drops the crystal on the bar top, keels over, her hand burnt where the crystal touched her.
Shit, Pete, get some ice now.
Pete brings a bar rag round with ice. Billy puts it on the back of Sunrise's neck. Exterior, Moriarty House. Karen pulls into the driveway of a large upscale ranch. The black car pulls in behind her and parks. She gets out, grabs her purse, waiting nervously at the other car, and hurries to her front door. Interior, black luxury car. Max sits behind the wheel watching Karen. Behind him in the back seat is Kat, sitting next to Emrys Faraday, Methuselah and ancient, the old man's chin resting on his chest. Kat strokes Emrys's arm. He raises his head shakily, his sunken eyelids opening to reveal bright blue eyes. He gazes through the windshield to watch Karen go inside.
She stinks of the witch.
Emrys smiles.
Then she is close. Go now, Max.
Max opens the car door. Interior, country cottage. Minerva's body relaxes. She catches herself on the counter, staggers to a chair, sits with a thump. Shaking, she pulls a crystal ball out of her pocket, stilling herself, peering into it.
Danu, show me sunrise.
She sees sunrise, passed out, then an image of sunrise's burned hand, the crystal lying on the bar, now gone dark.
Damn. Thank you, Danu, for sight.
Minerva closes her eyes, mutters a Celtic phrase under her breath for protection.
Goddess protect us.
She puts her crystal ball away, leans her head in her hands. Interior, the dive later. Sunrise jolts awake, Billy and Pete hovering over her. She weakly lifts her injured hand. It's wrapped in gauze.
What the hell happened?
It was wild. You touched it and it just like
It was terrifying.
exploded
Your
with
hand
light,
was on
like
fire and then you passed
supernova.
out.
Sunrise shakes her head, wincing at her injured hand. Her cell phone rings and she glances at it. Call display shows it's Minerva. She answers.
Hey, Mammy, what's up?
Come home now.
Minerva hangs up. Sunrise stares at Billy.
What? What did she say?
Five?
Your chariot awaits.
The two women exit the bar. Exterior, seedy bar alley moments later. Billy and Sunrise stride out into the alley. Sunrise sees the dumpster lid open, the cement cinder block laying on the ground.
Hang on. Watch out for that rabbit trash panda.
Billy stares, a strange look on her face.
What?
Sunrise tosses an empty bottle into the dumpster, waiting a beat. Nothing. She peers inside, just garbage.
Never mind. Can we load my bike into your truck and go? I feel like crap.
Billy loads the bike, secures it, helps Sunrise into the truck and jumps in herself, drives out of the alley. Interior, country cottage, later. Minerva sits at the kitchen table, clutching a teacup in her hands. Beside her, an open bottle of Newfie Screech. She sips carefully. The sound of a truck pulling up, she waits. The truck shuts off, and a few moments later, the front door opens.
Mammy, where are you?
In here, in the kitchen, love.
Billy and Sunrise rush into the kitchen. Minerva eyes them, gestures for them to sit.
Sit, sweetheart. I have something to tell you, and it's very important.
Sunrise sits. Billy steps around, the broken cup still on the floor.
Minerva, what happened?
I had an episode. Haven't had a chance to clean up yet. Needed to settle my nerves.
Want me to sweep up?
Oh, would you, dear? Thank you.
Billy indeed sweeps up. Sunrise cradles her hand, waiting for Minerva to speak. Minerva takes Sunrise's injured hand, gently removes the bandage. Billy now joins them, puts aside the bottle of booze.
Now, you tell me what happened.
Why are you asking like that?
All your questions will be answered, but mine first.
Sunrise glances at Billy, who shrugs.
I was opening a gift I got, unmarked box that Billy snagged from our mailbox, and had a crystal wrapped in dry grass. I touched it, it went supernova, and I passed out.
Minerva studies the mess of red welts.
I see. Do you still have it?
Billy scrambles into a jacket pocket and pulls out the box, handing it to Minerva. Minerva opens it, pulls the pendant out by its leather thong, dangles it, studies it.
Ah, well, never thought I'd see this again.
What do you mean again?
Minerva carefully lays the pendant on the table. Billy peers over her shoulders.
Ma'am? Mammy?
Minerva gives her a strange look.
It looks like the one your mother had.
Had.
Yes. I thought it was lost when she never came home.
And what's with the
Minerva touches the dried grass almost reverentially.
It's a sacred herb of the indigenous.
What's it doing on my mom's crystal?
Well, I assume it was put there by your grandfather, Daniel Creek.
Sunrise stares at her grandmother.
You mean I'm part native?
Indigenous, dear, though not to them.
Okay. So have I ever met my grandfather?
Once, when you were very young.
And that's it.
Minerva looks abashed.
It's complicated, dear.
Okay, hang on. What's with the tone? Is there anything else I don't know?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Sunrise glares. Billy moves to the door.
And where do you think you're going?
Billy stops.
This seems like a family matter, and
Sit down, Billy. You've been family since you were 13.
Billy makes tea.
Please, Sunrise, sit down, I'll tell you.
Sunrise sits, glares at her grandmother.
Well, when I was young and rather tempestuous, I had a relationship with a young medicine man of the Bear Clan over on the First Nations reservation.
That's it.
Excuse me?
I don't want to hear about your wild times, Mammy.
You asked.
Minerva stares coldly. Billy pours the tea.
Okay. So you had an affair and you got pregnant.
Yes, but it does take two.
I know.
Sunrise.
Can you
Sunrise
just
pokes at the pendant.
pendant?
It's crystal dark.
Well, the crystal is infused with your mother's power, our family legacy from my side. And the grass is sweetgrass, one of the sacred herbs. It's for protection.
Sunrise stares.
Power. Birthright. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Just that?
Sunrise pushes herself away from the table.
So what does that mean?
It's better if I show you.
Sure. Go on. Show me.
Minerva stands and faces Sunrise, her eyes glowing, electricity crackling from her fingertips.
Goddess, show this child your power through me.
Sunrise's hair stands on end and she winces, traces of electricity crackling around her wounded hand. Billy grabs Sunrise as Minerva turns to normal.
what was that?
Minerva sits back at the table.
I have power, real power. Now will you listen, Sunrise?
Sunrise stares at her grandmother, then at Billy.
No, I see it all too.
Come with me, both of you.
Minerva marches from kitchen to parlour, Sunrise and Billy following. Parlour. Sunrise flexes her hand, realises it no longer hurts. She looks at her palm, just a trace of fine scars. She holds her hand out to Minerva, who kisses the palm.
Blessed be. Thank you, Goddess.
Minerva takes a seat. Sunrise sits opposite her, belligerent.
Billy, bring me my Kindle.
Billy reaches for the Kindle and spots an eye sticker.
What's the eye for?
It's a ward to keep away bad spirits.
Billy passes the Kindle to Minerva. Minerva turns it on. Billy perches herself near Sunrise.
Okay, here we go.
Mammy, I don't think I have patience for a long explanation.
I'll make it as brief as possible.
The Kindle comes to life. Minerva navigates it with a finger, showing the screen to Sunrise.
Our family has magical gifts of all kinds, manifesting in different ways.
So what does that make you?
A witch. I like to think of myself as a good witch, if you need to know that.
So not just milking the locals to make money?
No.
Why didn't I know about this?
How do I explain?
Sunrise crosses her arms.
Start with Mom.
Winona was a monster hunter.
What?
She could see the undead and supernatural. She killed the dangerous ones, and most of them are dangerous.
Like vampires, zombies, werewolves?
Yes,
Oh, come on, like monsters are real.
of course they are.
Billy laughs.
And what does that have to do with me?
It means on your 21st birthday, all your gifts will manifest.
You a superhero?
In a sense.
And what about the other side?
Well, despite the fact she's only part native, you were still marked from birth.
Cool.
What? No, not cool. It sounds all too impossible. I mean, suddenly I can just do all this stuff?
Not suddenly. You've always had this gift, but now you're 21.
Kind of makes sense. You're always a fast runner, good at gymnastics, all that stuff.
Sunrise clenches her hands into fists.
I'm sorry, I don't accept this.
Minerva shoves the Kindle at Sunrise.
Just look.
POV Kindle screen. The screen displays a fictional book called Supernatural Bestiary by Morgana Brigid Fay, second top seller, 5 years running. Sunrise uses her finger to scroll through the pages, each page with a different creature. POV ends.
I don't get it. What the hell is this?
Your mother's journal.
Billy leans over to look at the Kindle page.
You published it on Amazon?
Why not? People eat this stuff up, and it brings a nice little paycheck each month. They don't know it's not fiction.
Sunrise and Billy share a glance. Sunrise keeps scrolling. She stops on a page, a patchwork monster, shows it to Minerva.
This doesn't look supernatural.
Minerva simply glances at it.
There's a lot of exceptions to the rules. That's a reanimated corpse.
Oh, a zombie.
Well, more like a patchwork monster, a Frankenstein creation.
That's not really supernatural.
It's unnatural. You kill it.
Okay, with what?
Minerva smiles, strides to the bookshelf and pulls out a book. The bookshelf itself swings open to reveal a secret room. Sunrise and Billy gasp, rushing to stand next to her.
Whoa, Mammy, what the hell?
Inside the room, wall-to-wall weapons of every kind. Minerva grins, turns to Sunrise.
Now this was your mother's weapons closet.
Sunrise steps inside, her eyes wide. Billy follows her.
This is amazing. Your mom was so cool.
Sunrise shakes her head, her grin fading, her face turning angry.
And what if I don't want this? Like, what if I say no?
Minerva looks surprised.
It's a legacy. You can't say no.
I just want to live my life.
And you think I wanted to be a witch? We all have our burdens, Sunrise.
Okay, I don't know what I want, but not this.
Oh, so you're just going to waste yourself tending bar and fighting off drunken idiots. At least Billy has ambition. She wants to be a police officer.
Oh, hey, don't bring me into this. Besides, I don't think I'll ever be a cop.
Minerva glances at Billy.
Something happened with the entrance exams.
I'll tell you later, okay, man?
Minerva nods, turns her attention back to the angry Sunrise.
Now you listen, young lady.
No, I don't have to listen. I'm 21 today. Thanks for remembering, Mammy. And I'm an adult, and I got to make my own decisions now.
Sunrise storms past her grandmother into the parlour. Sunrise strides towards the front door, Minerva and Billy on her heels.
Hey, Sonny, where are you going?
Sunrise stops, glares at Billy.
I don't know. Maybe I'll go get drunk.
Sunrise, you're being ridiculous.
No, Mammy, you're ridiculous, and this whole legacy thing is ridiculous, all right? I'm out.
Sunrise storms out. Exterior, Moriarty House. The Faraday's luxury car sits parked outside the Moriarty house. A single light shines from an upstairs window. The front door opens. Kat exits, dragging Karen towards the car. Karen fights. Max opens the door. Kat shoves Karen inside and Max slams the door shut behind them. Kat spots a squirrel and with lightning speed catches it, rips its head off, peers at the mangled remains. She frowns, shows it to Max.
It is dead. Can we make it live again? I would like a pet.
Max takes the squirrel, tosses it into the road. He gently helps Kat into the car, then gets into the car himself, starts the engine, pulls away, squashing the squirrel's remains as he does so. Exterior, the dive, 3 a.m. Sunny pulls to a stop in front of the dive, locks her bike, dismounts, pulls off her helmet. She stares up at the bar. One light is on in one of the windows on the top floor. She climbs the 2 steps to the bar, pulls out her keys and opens the door, steps inside, closing the door quietly. Interior, the dive. Sunrise tiptoes to the bar and unlocks a cabinet. She grabs a bottle filled with dark liquid. A white label reads, Pete's Special Brew, do not drink. She spins off the cap, inhales, coughs quietly, takes a deep slug all the same. She coughs quietly again, sets the bottle down, consumed by a coughing fit. There is the thud of unshod feet thundering down the stairs, followed by the door between the residence hallway and the bar slamming open. Pete tears into the room, baseball bat held over one shoulder. In the dim light, he looks almost feral, his shaggy hair even shaggier. He draws up short when he sees Sunrise, clears his throat. Sunrise spots him and tries to speak.
Pete, hi, sorry.
She coughs harder, pounding the bar top. He steps behind the bar, his face softening, sets the bat down, pours some water, hands it to her. Sunny clutches the water, spits and coughs it all over him, tries again, gets control of herself, guzzles the water, her eyes on Pete the whole time. Finished. She studies Pete from head to toe. Pete is wearing a pair of boxer briefs. His skinny chest is bare. He sees her staring, covers his nipples with his hands.
Take a picture. It'll last longer.
Sunrise then looks away and grabs the bottle of hooch, staggers to a table. Pete grabs a t-shirt with the bar logo, pulls it on, sits opposite her, waiting. She takes another swallow of booze, coughs once, stares at Pete.
So, you gonna say anything?
Like what?
How about sorry for breaking in and stealing my special bottle of hooch?
I have keys, but I am sorry.
Sunny jangles the keys. Pete snatches them from her hand.
Yeah, but you aren't supposed to just come in whenever you want.
Oh, yeah?
Never mind. Why are you here?
I got some bad news.
Bad news. What? Is your grandmother okay?
Sunrise takes a short swallow of booze. No cough this time, though.
Yeah, she's fine. At least she was when I last saw her.
What does that mean?
It means she's a big fat liar.
A liar. Are we talking about the same person who made you confess your bad deeds?
do anything bad? When did I do something bad?
Where do I start? You stole a chocolate bar from my parents' store, blamed it on me. Another time you punched me, broke my nose.
Hey, you deserve that one.
I did not, and definitely didn't deserve it when you yanked my pants down to show everyone my pubic hair.
Okay, I didn't want to show everyone your pubic hair. Not my fault you weren't wearing underwear.
I was at a swimming pool.
Sunrise carries on laughing. Pete joins in and grabs the bottle from her. He takes a swig and coughs a little himself.
You sure did have a lot of pubic hair.
Yeah, I was 15.
She grabs the bottle back, takes a swig. No cough.
I'm sorry, Pete. I guess I have treated you kind of shitty over the years.
You're kind of a brat.
No, I'm a rebel with a cause.
What cause?
Okay, I'm a rebel without a cause.
Pete heads off and grabs 2 glasses and then returns. He takes the bottle from her, fills each glass halfway, picks up his glass, tips it in her direction.
You shouldn't be drinking this, but I hope it won't hurt you. Anyway, happy 21st birthday.
They chink glasses, down their drinks, then both double over coughing. After a beat, Pete regains his composure, refills their glasses for another go-round. Sunrise's cell phone rings. Her face sobers as she checks it. She puts it face down on the table, just letting it go to voicemail.
That Minerva or Billy?
Mammy.
She takes a sip as the phone goes silent.
So, you're gonna tell me more than just Minerva's a liar?
The phone starts to jangle once again. Once again, Sunrise ignores it, but Pete flips it over.
It's Billy this time.
She waves it off, takes another drink.
Is Billy a liar too? And be careful, you're talking about my future wife or possibly just lover. I will accept either.
Why? Like, she barely gives you the time of day.
I don't know. I'm a masochist.
Clearly.
She just doesn't know what she wants yet.
No, that's me. Except I know I don't want to be lied to.
They chink glasses again and take another drink. Sunrise hides her own glass.
I don't know what this shit is, but it's growing on me.
She slugs back the drink and Pete grabs for the bottle, but she keeps hold of it.
Well, I know it won't put hair on your chest, or I hope.
She finishes her drink and starts laughing. Pete joins in. Interior, the dive, 11 a.m. POV, Sunny. Sunny sighs heavily, snuggles closer to Pete's chest. Suddenly her eyes fly open. She shoves the still sleeping Pete away. His body tumbles from the bench, head bouncing off the table, which wakes him up with a yelp. Sunny scrambles to her feet, checks over her body. Her clothes are completely intact. She exhales in relief. Pete, barely awake, crawls to the bench and pulls himself up. He glares at her, shaggy, looking dishevelled.
What did you just do to me?
Sunrise winces at his voice, spots the empty bottle on the table, another like it, resting on its side.
Oh, sorry. I woke up next to you and I thought something had happened.
Pete looks down at himself, making a horrified face.
Nope.
Oh, thank God.
You drank my special booze.
Oh, whatever. I'm hungover. I don't want to argue.
Don't argue then.
Sunny stands staring at Pete.
Do you always look this hairy in the morning?
Sunrise glares, grabs her keys, then marches somewhat unsteadily to the door.
Yeah, bye.
She slams the door behind her and Pete winces, groans, lays back on the bench. The door opens again and Pete sits up alert. Sunrise marches over, pushes Pete around searching. He pushes her back.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for my phone.
He spots it on the floor and points.
There. It's there.
Sunrise grabs it, steps over him, storms outside. Exterior, the dive, parking lot. Sunlight strides out of the door towards her bike. She hops onto it, speeds off away. Exterior, country road. The Faraday's car is parked at the entrance to Minerva's long driveway. Interior, the luxury car. Karen sits between Emrys and Kat, looking nervous. Max, in the driving seat, turns to look at Karen.
Is this the place?
Yes. This is where the witch lives.
Max starts the car and puts it into drive. The car stops and Max guns the engine, wheels spinning. Emrys raises his head, looks hard at Karen.
What is the problem, son?
I cannot drive forward.
Kat grabs Karen's arm hard enough to make her wince.
Why does the car stop?
I don't know.
Emrys reaches out and places a hand on the back of Karen's skull and concentrates. Karen swoons. Tiny crackles of electricity jump from her to Emrys's hand, and the old man suddenly seems more alert and releases her. Karen slumps a little. Emrys peers out of the front windshield.
Spells. The witch has the place protected against anything unnatural.
Kat looks across at him.
Father, are we unnatural?
Emrys pats her hand.
We are different, but special.
Max stops the car, reverses back onto the road. He glances in the rearview mirror at Emrys.
What now, Father?
Emrys shakes Karen. She looks dazed as Emrys holds her hand.
Mrs. Moriarty, would you be so kind as to tell us where to find this witch's granddaughter?
She works as a bartender at a local dive bar. It's called The Dive.
Emrys shares a look with Max.
We'll go there and find the granddaughter then.
The car speeds off. Interior, country cottage, garage. Sunrise wheels into the garage, bike onto its kickstand, places her helmet on the seat. She turns. Billy stood watching, arms crossed.
What?
Billy stares, but Sunrise ignores her and tries to pass. Billy, however, doesn't budge.
What?
Where were you?
None of your business.
I was worried. Minerva was worried.
Oh, yeah, so?
What is wrong with you?
Sunrise pushes her friend aside and marches out. Billy follows her. Exterior, country cottage. Sunrise marches to the porch, stopping short. Minerva is sat in her rocking chair knitting. Seeing this, Sunrise slows her pace.
Since when do you knit? Or is that just a lie? No, wait. It's just you pretending to knit. So I guess that's the truth.
She shakes her head, marches past into the house. Billy moves to follow, but Minerva stops her.
Hang on. Give me a moment alone with her, pet.
Okay, but she's being a brat. She's got these superhuman powers while the rest of us are, well, I can't even pass the police exam.
Easy, William. One thing at a time.
Minerva hands Billy her knitting and then follows Sunrise inside. Billy looks at the needles and yarn in her hand.
What the hell am I do I do with this?
She tosses it aside and finds a perch peering through the windows. Interior, country cottage. Sunrise stands at the bookcase, tossing books aside. Minerva stops, watching her.
Would you mind telling me what you think you're doing?
Sunrise simply ignores her, carries on tossing a book over her shoulder. It flies at Minerva, who stops it with a flick of her hand. The book flies back and Sunrise turns, catches it, stands staring at her grandmother in shock.
Did you just throw a book at me?
You caught it, didn't you?
Yeah, but
Oh, hush.
Sunrise nostrils flare, slams the book down onto the floor.
this is my legacy, right?
Yes, but you don't know what that means yet.
No, I don't. But you lied to me.
You weren't ready.
I'm not ready now.
Sunrise is now near to tears and Minerva moves to comfort her.
I know I should have prepared you, but you were just a babby. When your parents disappeared, you were all I had left. The gift isn't an easy burden.
Minerva puts her arms around Sunrise, but she pulls away from her.
What do you mean?
Sometimes it brings madness.
Wait, was Mom crazy?
No, it doesn't always manifest when the legacy does.
Sunrise sits herself with a thump in a nearby chair.
So I could still...
Minerva just takes her hand.
Let's not worry our heads about that yet.
Fine. All right, then explain the pendant to me again.
The pendant triggers the legacy. She would have given it to you on your 21st, but I thought it disappeared when Winona did.
And is she dead or...
Missing, presumed dead. I never saw it from the time she had it last to just now when you showed it to me.
So who sent it?
Billy enters, startling them both.
I can help you find out, unless you're still mad at me too.
No.
Minerva sits facing Sunrise and Billy joins them.
I know I'm just your foster sister, but we're in this together.
The three of us will find out.
How?
If you give me the wrapping it was in, I can enchant it. See if I can trace which direction it came from.
The girls exchange an unsure glance.
Awesome. Oh, but wait, we don't have the wrapping.
Where is it?
Dive.
Minerva stands.
Then let's go to the dive and hope your friend Mr. Doucette hasn't thrown it out with the trash yet.
Yeah, I don't know if Pete wants to see me right now.
Why not?
Well,
Billy stares at Sunrise with a horrified expression.
Is that where you were last night? Oh God, tell me you didn't sleep with him.
no, we didn't have sex. He's like a brother. You.
That no one wants to have sex with a douche.
Ladies, can we go?
The girls nod, and all three of them head to the door. Exterior, the dive, lunchtime. Sunrise pulls up on her bike with Billy riding on the back. Minerva, riding a black moped with a sticker that reads Hell's Granny on the back, basket on front, pulls up beside them. Trucks scattered around the lot, the ladies dismount, march into the bar. Interior, the dive. A couple of customers at the bar are nursing beers, watching sport on the TV. Three more in the back are there playing pool. Charlie tends the bar. Sunrise nods as she enters.
Charlie, where's the douche?
Office.
Sunrise turns to Minerva and Billy.
Mimi, why don't you take a seat at the bar, have a lemonade or something? Billy and I will go get Pete.
Do I have to go?
Just come with me. He likes you.
I know.
Let's go.
Sunrise and Billy shuffle towards the back hallway. Minerva perches at the bar and waves Charlie over.
Ma'am, what can I get you?
Double shot, single malt, no ice, and top shelf if you don't mind.
Charlie eyes her, grabs a bottle of whiskey. Back hallway. Sunrise and Billy reach the office door. Billy reaches out to knock and the door flies open. Pete charges right into her. They bump heads. Pete drops a bundle, smiles, fixing his hair.
Whoa, Billy, how you doing?
Billy staggers back, rubbing her head.
Damn douche, what is your head made of? Cement? Ow.
Pete just leans gracefully into the doorframe, rubbing the beginnings of a scruffy beard.
Sorry, can't help it if it's hard.
Billy's face turns red at the comment. She shoves him and he dances back into the office. She grabs the door frame to stop him from falling.
Stop making sexual innuendos.
Sunrise grabs Billy and pulls her back. Pete leans against the desk. Billy pulls away, glowering by the door. Sunrise sits beside Pete.
Okay.
Pete scowls, shrugs.
What are you doing back here? It's your day off.
Yeah, I need the paper that the pendant came in.
It's gone. Garbage.
Are you kidding me?
Billy stands toe to toe with him, grabs his crotch hard. He inhales sharply, gripping the desk.
Where is the paper?
Sunrise grabs Billy's arm and Billy lets Pete go. Pete sinks to the floor.
Not how I pictured this moment.
Pete.
Oh, sorry. In the dumpster by now.
Great.
I guess we go dumpster diving.
We should make him do it.
Good idea. Come on, Pete. You're going in.
Pete groans as Sunrise drags him to the feet and away from the office. Billy stumbles after Pete's discarded bundle. She scoops it up, grimacing. It's a printed polyester shirt, torn to shreds. She shoves it back at Pete.
What the hell is this, douche?
Pete grabs it from her and holds it tight.
Nothing?
No need to bark at me.
Pete glares at her as Sunrise escorts him out of the office. Exterior, the dive alleyway. The back door flies open as Billy marches out, dragging Pete behind her. He winces in pain.
Come on, Billy. I don't mind a little rough stuff, but...
Billy interrupts.
Oh, for crying loud, shut up.
Sunrise pulls Billy back.
Enough, Billy. He's helping, and words are just words.
Billy lets go of Pete.
Sorry, he just gets under my skin.
Rubbing his arm, Pete leans against the dumpster.
Do you really want me to go in there for a piece of paper?
I mean, I know it's gross, but at least you live right upstairs and you can clean up pretty quick.
Pete sighs, throws the rags of the shirt into the dumpster, and hoists himself up and over smoothly. Sunrise and Billy share a confused glance between themselves.
When did he get so strong?
And graceful. Did you see that?
Pete thumps down inside the dumpster.
Oh, God. The stench.
I know, Pete. Sorry, but could you just, look? Oh, and watch out for a rabbit raccoon.
A what?
Nothing.
Various bangs, squelches, and gags come from the dumpster. Billy leans against the wall of the bar, smirking to herself. Sunrise stares at her.
You know, Billy, you don't have to enjoy this so much.
Why not?
There's the sound of Pete puking from inside the dumpster, then more shuffling and a bang. Sunrise and Billy look a little concerned.
Pete, you okay? Did you slip or something?
Silence. Billy bangs on the side of the dumpster.
Pete.
Yeah, just wait.
After a moment, Pete's hand appears above the rim of the dumpster, holding the soggy remnants of the brown packing paper.
Got it.
Sunrise and Billy share a grin, high-five each other.
Ah, great, Pete. Thanks. Come on out.
Pete tosses the paper over the rim to the ground. Sunrise grabs it and puts it safely aside. Noises come from the dumpster, bangs and clangs. Billy and Sunrise share a look.
Come on, Pete. We don't have all day.
Guys, can you stand back a bit so I can jump out?
The two of them exchange another glance, but do as Pete says and steps back. Pete grunts, hoists himself up, doing a handstand on the edge of the dumpster. The girl will simply stare agog. The Faraday's car pulls into the alley, stops next to the dumpster, the horn blatting. Sunrise and Billy step back as the car stops. The driver's door opens. Max steps out. Pete's hands slip and he begins to fall. Max catches him in his arms, gently setting him down.
Thanks.
Suddenly, Pete wrinkles his nose, bares his teeth, growling. He scrambles away, racing back inside the bar. Sunrise and Billy share a glance, then look back at Max. He steps towards them. Max snatches the paper from the ground and puts it behind her back.
Hi. Thanks for helping our friend, but can we help you?
Yeah, and who are you? I mean, Pete's not a big guy, but still.
Max takes another step towards them and the girls step back. The back door of the car swings open. Karen tumbles out. She rights herself, glancing nervously at Max, then smiles at Sunrise and Billy.
Hello, ladies. Forgive my friend. He's not at all very good at social situations.
Billy steps protectively in front of Sunrise. Sunrise shoves her out of the way.
Fine. And thanks to him, Pete's didn't break anything.
Great. So one favor deserves another.
What?
We did you a favor. Now you do one for us.
What do you want?
Max pushes Karen behind him.
The witch. We want to see the witch. We want to talk to her.
Grandmother. Why?
It is our business. Why?
The girls exchange a wary glance.
Well, she's inside. You want to meet her now?
Yes. Now.
Sunrise turns, opens the back door, holding it open for Max. Billy flanks the door, waiting. Max turns to Karen, pulls her inside.
You first. You know the witch. You will ask a favor.
Karen stumbles a little, marches inside, followed by Max, who ducks to get in himself. Billy leans into Sunrise.
I don't know what this guy's deal is, but I'm ready for it.
He could just be a creepy human.
I don't know that he is here.
Max returns, standing in the doorway.
You are not coming. Come now.
He steps aside as the girls enter. The door swings shut. Interior, the dive. Minerva sips her whiskey, suddenly sits bolt upright, goosebumps racing across her arms. Karen enters the bar, leading Max, followed by Sunrise and Billy. Minerva swallows hard, staring at her granddaughter. Sunny shrugs. The group reach her and Minerva swivels in her seat.
Mrs. Moriarty, to what do I owe the pleasure?
It's okay. Max here knows what and who you are.
Minerva eyeballs Max, glancing around the room.
So it may be, but not everyone does, if you get my meaning.
Karen glances around her.
Maybe we can go somewhere more private.
Minerva looks across at Sunrise.
Sonny, do you think Pete would mind if we use his office for a few minutes?
Sunny shrugs.
Not? But have you seen Pete? He was outside with us and then ran in here pretty quick.
Not seen him.
Sunrise, Minerva, Billy all exchange silent glances.
Witch. We must speak in private. Now.
Minerva's nostrils flare as she grabs her pendant in her hands. Protection against evil. She smiles instead.
Certainly, Sonny. Lead the way, please.
Minerva knocks back her shot of whiskey and hops off her perch, marches towards Sunrise and Billy. Sunrise leads the group to the office. In the office, Pete's POV. Pete, sat in his underwear, is huddled under the desk, hugging his knees when the doors open. The window wide open. He freezes at the sound of Sunrise's voice.
Here you go. Looks like it's empty. Just don't touch anything. Pete's kind of particular.
The sound of shuffling feet. Minerva sits at the desk chair. Pete glances at her, his eyes warning, pleading. He looks feral. Spotting him, Minerva nods, then looks up, smiling. The office. Minerva waits as Karen eyeballs the room. Billy stands by the door. Sunrise perches on the window ledge and Max stands motionless, staring straight at Minerva.
So, mister, what's your name?
Max Stein.
Mr. Stein.
What do you want with my mammy?
I do not want anything with her. It is my father who wishes to meet with her.
And what would he be wanting with me?
It is not my place to say.
And what does your father know about witches?
He knows many things. He knew there was a witch in this town. He knows about vampires and zombies. He knows this town has a werewolf.
What?
Perhaps you would know him as a wolf man.
Minerva jumps a little. Point of view, Pete. Pete grabs Minerva's ankle hard. The office. Max stares down at Minerva.
You jumped. Did you not know about the wolf man?
I knew. I know many things, as you say.
Karen leans on the desk.
So you're going to take the favor or not?
I thought you said we owe you a favor.
You'll owe 2 favors then.
Minerva stares back hard at Max.
Who's your father?
We still don't know what he wants.
He wants you to do what he tells you is right.
No, this is getting us nowhere, and I don't trust this guy.
You will meet my employer.
Father, employer, which is it?
Minerva simply ignores her.
Fine. We'll meet him here later after the bar is closed.
Why here?
Neutral ground.
We will be here after closing.
Max turns and marches out. Billy opens the door as Max strides past, followed by the scampering Karen. Billy closes the door, turns to Sunrise and Minerva.
The actual.
Minerva holds up her hand.
Language, William, please.
Sorry, Mammy. So what do we do now?
We leave and we come back later.
So he knows we're going to use his office later.
Minerva just waves her away.
I'll do it. By the way, did you get the paper from the package?
Sunrise grins, pulls the soggy, stained paper from her back pocket and hands it to Minerva. Minerva puts it in her purse and waves the girls away.
Could you go and settle with Charlie at the bar while I write this note for Pete?
Sure, Mammy. Come on, Billy.
Sunrise grabs Billy. The two of them leave the office. Minerva waits, then leans down to look under the desk. Point of view, Pete. Pete looks ashamed as Minerva's face appears before him.
They're gone. And I'm not exactly sure what's going on with you, Mr. Doucette, but you and we will have a conversation very soon, yes?
Pete nods.
Good boy. Now, I suggest you make yourself scarce later. Stay upstairs or wherever you feel safest when my guests come to meet me.
He nods again. Minerva pats him on the head, stands, leaves Pete sat shivering under the desk. Interior, hallway, simultaneous. Billy follows Max, but Sunrise stops her, glancing back at the office.
I don't trust this guy.
Your spice sense is tingling. Do you have those?
Oh, something doesn't smell right. That Karen, she seemed really off.
Yeah, true.
Sunrise stalks quietly down the hallway, trailing Max and Karen. Billy right behind her. Exterior, alleyway, simultaneous. Max and Karen exit the bar, Max gripping Karen's arm tightly.
Can I go now?
No.
But I did what you wanted. I brought you to the witch. You could have taken her right there.
Too soon. Too many people have died in daytime. You have unfinished business with my father. There's too many people here.
Karen steps out of the car and grabs Karen, dragging her back into the car as Max then climbs into the driver's seat. Interior, country cottage, kitchen. Minerva sits at the kitchen table, the unused wrapping paper spread out before her as she studies it. Billy is perched at the counter eating an orange. Sunrise is pacing, watching her grandmother.
Sonny, stop pacing and staring at me.
Oh, sorry, Mammy, but I want to know who sent this thing.
Sunrise pulls the pendant from around her neck and dangles it in front of Minerva's face. Minerva takes it, lays it on the table next to the paper, and sighs heavily.
So what do you have to do? Like wave your fingers at it or something?
No, Billy, I need my box of crystals.
I'll get it.
Sunrise dashes from the kitchen. Minerva glances at Billy.
Billy, how well do you know Pete?
Not as well as you want me to. I just think of him as a weirdo.
That's it, a weirdo.
Sunrise returns with a large wooden box. She sets it carefully on the table. Minerva opens it, pulls out a marbled white and clear stone, a small pocket knife, and a wide-mouthed glass jar. She turns to Billy.
I need some of that juice from the orange.
Billy looks at her last orange segment, sighs, and then hands it over. Minerva squeezes the segment over the mouth of the jar, the droplets splashing a little inside.
Sonny, hand me the jug there with the well water.
Sunrise passes it over to Minerva, who fills the glass half full. Minerva takes the crystal and the knife, positioning them over the jar, carefully scrapes along the crystal, catching the shards in the jar. The water turns bright yellow, shimmering in the light.
Yeah.
Minerva incants a spell.
Great Danu, reveal the place this comes from.
Dipping her fingers in the sparkling yellow water, Minerva flicks droplets onto the paper, which shimmers. A smoky image rises from the shape of a black skull and crossbones.
Oh, feck!
Sunrise sits down and grabs her grandmother's arm.
What? What is it?
Yeah. Why did it show a skull and crossbones?
I can't say for sure.
Can't or want? If this was my mother's and well, like, does that mean she's actually dead?
I'm not sure. That's not exactly how the gift works. Your mother's powers were always hers. It's in the blood. Same as it's in my blood. Your grandfather's blood. The transfer is more a trigger.
But then would I still inherit the legacy?
Of course, when you reached your age of majority, you would still become a hunter or a witch or whatever form the legacy decided to take with you.
Sunrise holds the pendant carefully in her hand.
So why did it flare like a supernova when she touched it?
There's a lot I don't know. You may have to consult with whoever took over for your grandfather when he passed.
So do I have native powers too?
Possibly. Probably. Maybe.
Is that it? Maybe.
It's all I know for sure. Your mother died before you were old enough to start training. Then your grandfather died. I have no point of reference here.
Okay, so now what?
Minerva clears the table, wipes her hands, faces Sunrise.
Well, I need to assess your weapons ability.
Grinning at this comment, Billy jumps down from her perch.
Does that mean training with the weapons from the weapons room?
Minerva nods. The girls trail her as she sweeps from the room. Interior, weapons room. Sunrise walks in, trailing her fingers across the racks, stops and reaches for a sword. Minerva nods as she does so. Sunny takes the sword and scabbard, slinging the belt over her shoulder. Billy grabs a small flamethrower.
What are you doing?
I want to help. I can help, can I?
You won't be able to see the supernatural monsters.
Billy shrugs.
Too dangerous.
Everything about this is dangerous, dear. Everything.
Minerva steps out of the room and the girls follow. The door slides closed. Exterior, country cottage. Sunrise stands in front of a row of tall, sharpened stakes, apples stuck on the points. Minerva and Billy stand nearby.
Okay, pet. Take your sword and approach the apple.
Sunrise approaches the apple, raising the sword.
Now what?
Kill the apple?
Sunrise glares at Billy, raises the sword and swings, slicing the apple neatly in two.
Okay, now try a twofer.
Sunrise steps back and slices both apples neatly. Billy cheers. Sunrise takes stance again, flicks her wrist. The last two apples fall to the ground in pieces.
Oh, Mammy, did you see that?
It's all part of the power.
Rock on, Sonny. Well, what about me? What can I do?
You can douse the monsters with flame. Make it permanent.
Cool.
Billy triumphantly brandishes her flamethrower. Minerva pulls out a scarf from her pocket and blindfolds Billy.
Mammy, I can't see.
Like I said, you won't see things like Sunrise does unless you have a special device like I do.
So how do I?
Sunrise will tell you.
I will.
How else? Until Billy learns how to use other senses to figure out where the monsters are.
Oh,
Tell her where to aim the flame.
Sunrise looks around for the fallen apples.
okay. So to your left, about 3 feet away.
Billy aims right and pulls the trigger, almost setting fire to Sunrise's boots.
Ow! Your other left, Billy.
Oh, sorry.
Billy opens fire. A gout of flame 3 foot long shoots from the flamethrower, setting fire to a bush, a post, but an apple as well. She stops, sniffing the air.
Smells like apple pie and wood. Did I get it?
Minerva waggles her fingers and a fine rain douses them all.
Yes, William, you got the apple, and a bush, and a post.
Why am I wet?
Because you almost set fire to the whole forest.
With a waggle of her fingers, Minerva stops the rain.
I think this is enough for now.
Minerva takes off Billy's blindfold and also takes the flamethrower.
Inside, ladies.
Exterior, country cottage. The ladies trudge to the back porch. Sunrise sits heavily on the railing.
Well, Mammy, how did I do?
First, care for your weapon.
Sunrise wipes the sword on her jeans, showing the clean edge to her grandmother.
We'll need to find something to hunt.
Hunt? We?
Yes, we. Or did you forget I'm a witch?
No, didn't forget. But how will you see the monsters?
Minerva pulls an elaborate gilded eyepiece from her pocket and slips it on. It covers one eye with a milky lens.
What's that?
Magic monocle, so I can see into the supernatural world.
Can I have one?
No. Took me years to make this. Can't just order them off Amazon.
Figures.
Mammy, I still don't know about this.
I know, but someone has to do it.
And I don't know how you kept this from me.
I used magic to hide magic. I had to wait to see how the legacy would show itself.
Minerva hugs her.
Well, this is fun and all, but can we eat now? I'm starving.
Yes. And we'll have that meeting later. Inside, ladies, I'll whip something up.
With magic?
No, microwave.
They all head inside. Interior, country cottage, kitchen later. They're all finishing a meal when the sound of a car outside pulling up makes them all glance out of the windows. Billy jumps out, looks out. POV Billy. A red pickup truck's parked outside and Pete jumps out. He looks around nervously, runs his fingers through his abundant hair, walks up to the porch and steps to the door. Kitchen. Billy turns, her face wearing a grimace.
Wonder what he wants.
Probably to talk about the meeting we have at his place later.
Oh yeah, right.
Minerva closes the lid on her crystal box and stands.
I'll go talk to him. You girls stay here.
Why?
Because I'm telling you to.
Fine by me.
Sunrise just rolls her eyes. Minerva marches towards the knock at the door. Front porch. Pete waits, nervously cracking his knuckles. The door opens, startling him as Minerva steps outside.
Mr. Doucette?
Hey, Mrs. Faye.
It's Minerva. Or Mammy, if you prefer.
Right.
What can I do you for?
Well,
Is this a private conversation you'd be wanting?
maybe. No, maybe.
The girls are here. So another time then. I have that meeting.
Right. Yeah. Can I stay here while you go to your meeting?
Pete's face is a very picture of misery. Minerva smiles at him, patting her pockets, retrieving a handful of hard candies, fluff, and a single dog biscuit. She frowns as she answers him.
Sure,
Inside the house?
of course.
Billy and Sonny won't mind. I won't touch anything. I promise.
It's not their house. And they'll both be coming with me, so it's fine. You can have the full run of the house, just stay out of the parlor. It's where I do my work.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Now come on in and make yourself at home. Would you like a snicky snack, lad?
Minerva tosses the dog biscuit to Pete, who expertly catches it in his teeth, crunching it as he walks past her into the house. Exterior, country cottage, much, much later. The cottage door opens, and Sunrise, Minerva, and Billy all exit. Pete follows them to the door. Minerva glances up at the moon. It's waxing towards fullness. She glances back at Pete, who is also staring at the moon. Minerva clears her throat.
Just stay inside, Pete. You'll be fine. My cottage has many spells of protection.
Pete nods, shivering. Minerva tosses him another dog cookie. He catches it, biting it in half as he does. Billy and Sunrise stand by Pete's truck.
It's okay for us to use your truck, Pete?
Yeah. She's just a few months old, so bring her back in one piece.
Don't worry about your precious truck. I know how to drive.
Pete flashes her a ghost of his old grin.
Just careful how you handle the stick.
Billy rolls her eyes, swings herself into the driver's seat. Sunrise makes her way over to the passenger side.
Come on, Mamie. You get in the middle.
Minerva studies Pete a moment longer, glances again at the moon. She gives him a small wave as Billy leans out of the driver's side window.
Am I gonna need my flamethrower?
Sunrise's face appears over the top of the truck roof.
Yeah, are we gonna need weapons?
No, ladies. I think my powers will be enough.
You sure? I mean, that Max guy seemed really off.
He did. That I agree. But I think we'll be okay for now. Let's go.
Minerva marches around to the passenger side, gets in. Sunrise settles in next to her, slamming the door shut. Billy guns the engine and takes off. Pete glares up at the moon before going back in.
Yeah. I see you.
Exterior, Moriarty house. Faraday's car, point of view, back seat. The Faraday's car sits idling outside Karen's house. Kat sits in the back seat, passenger side. Emrys dozing on the far left. Karen nervously nudges the old man.
So, Mr. Faraday, what more do you need from me?
Kat pinches Karen's arm hard.
You do not talk to father. You do as he says.
Emrys suddenly raises his head. Breath escapes like a deflating balloon.
Mrs. Moriarty, you give me life.
Karen looks terrified at the sound of his voice.
Again? I thought.
Emrys smiles, and gently lays a weak, trembling hand on the base of her skull, his smile broadening as his hand constricts tightly. Karen gasps. Cat holds her in place. Karen begins to shudder, her eyes sinking back into her head. Emrys begins to glow. His ashen skin firms, reddens, looks more alive, his eyes getting brighter. Karen grows weaker. Cat laughs her staccato laugh. The car rocks a little as Emrys drains all but a smallest amount of Karen's life force. He releases her skull, sighs, sits back looking satisfied.
Is it enough, Father, until we take the witch?
It will be enough until then. And then her life force will sustain me forever.
Cat releases Karen, who slumps to the floor. Max starts the car. Exterior, the dive. Billy pulls the truck into the parking lot just as the last car pulls out. All the lights are out as the three women study the now empty bar. Finally, they get out. Minerva mutters under her breath, blows some powder into the air, expands into a sparkling cloud, dissipates over the building.
Protection and warning, plus a bit of magic dampening, just in case our guests have any powers.
They might.
It's a bit of a puzzle now. Come on, ladies. Let's get inside before.
She is interrupted by the black luxury car gliding into the lot, parking next to Pete's truck. Minerva and Sunrise retreat to stand at the entrance of the bar. Billy stays on the lot, watching. Max opens the driver's door, steps out, his large frame unfolding from the roomy interior. He nods at Minerva, who nods back, then goes to the passenger door. Max opens the door, extends a hand. Cat steps out, her halting movements more pronounced. She moves to the base of the steps leading to the bar entrance. Max reaches into the back seat and now helps out Emrys. Billy glances inside and sees Karen reclining on the back seat, twitching slightly. Max notes her interest, slams the car door. He then takes Emrys by the hand, the old man looking rosy-cheeked, full of energy, offers his other arm to Cat. The monstrous man now escorts the two Faradays up the steps to the door.
Well, here we are.
Yes, this is my father, Emrys Faraday, and my sister, Cat.
Sunrise nods, offers a hand to be taken. All three ignore it. Emrys fixes Minerva with a piercing gaze.
Good evening, Madam Faye. It is a real pleasure to meet a true practitioner of the art of witchcraft.
Minerva bows.
And you, Mr. Faraday, what do you do?
Emrys flashes a sparkling grin back at her.
Oh, I'm a scientist of sorts. I have a curious mind.
Indeed.
Billy stomps her way up the steps.
What's wrong with the Moriarty lady?
He is unwell. Let us go inside.
Sunrise pulls out the keys and lets everyone inside. Interior, the office. In the office, Minerva takes the spot behind the desk. Sunrise flanks her as Billy prowls. Emrys takes the chair opposite from Minerva, Max looming at his side, Cat motionless by the door. Minerva smiles across at Emrys.
Your son mentioned a favour, Mr. Faraday.
Yes.
And what might that be?
Well, I was in the area and I thought you might offer to help.
Doing what?
You will not speak. Only the witch and my father.
Billy bristles. Minerva gives her a warning look. She retreats to the far side of the corner to carry on watching.
Enlighten me then, Mr. Faraday.
I have need of you.
And may I ask for what purpose?
An exchange, if you will.
Of what?
Emrys looks at Max.
And now I think it is time, Max.
Max stalks over to Minerva. She reacts, lifting her hands, engulfing him in electricity. He grabs the desk, flinging it aside. Billy grabs the baseball bat by the door and swings it at him. Cat grabs the bat, throws her across the room easily. Sunrise steps in front of her grandmother.
Don't touch my grandmother. I've got power too.
Cat claps with glee as Max grins at her. Minerva tries to push her out of the way.
Move, Sunrise. You don't have enough experience.
And to your grandmother, little girl.
Minerva jolts Max once again. Sunrise takes a swing at him, but he grabs her, tosses her into Billy. Both girls go down like bowling pins. Sunrise jumps up and Billy scrambles to stand. Max advances on Minerva, electricity flowing off him like water from a duck's back.
Let you be burned and scorched to ash.
She flings electricity at him again. He grabs her, clamping her arms to her side, and turns to Cat.
Bring father.
Cat takes Emrys's arm, leads him gently towards the door. Sunrise jumps at her. Cat straight arms her, tossing her into Billy once again. Both girls tumble to the floor. Neither move. Max, Cat, and Emrys stalk from the room with the squirming Minerva in Max's arms, one huge hand clamped over her mouth. The exterior, parking lot. The front door slams open. Cat stalks out, guiding Emrys to the car. Emrys and Cat get inside, shoving the twitching, vacant-eyed form of Karen out onto the gravel. Max shoves Minerva into the back seat, slams the door, gets into the driver's seat. Point of view, back seat. Minerva sprawls across the back seat and Max starts the car. She turns to face the old man, slams him with power. The old man just simply absorbs it, smiles. Electricity brightened his face and manner. He sits upright, looking younger.
Why, thank you, Madam Fay. I can see you are going to be a wonderful addition to my family. Oh, that delicious power.
What are you?
Oh, have you not read the book Frankenstein?
Minerva frowns.
See, that story inspired me to try these experiments. They've extended my life and created my children. Your power gives me life and will continue to do so.
Her eyes widen further.
My power makes you stronger.
Isn't that obvious?
Emrys laughs as the car speeds away into the night. Interior, office, moments later. Sunrise and Billy groggily awaken. Sunrise clears her eyes, then races to the office to the front door of the bar, Billy following close behind. Exterior, the dive parking lot. Sunrise races out of the door, sees the Faradays are gone. Billy staggers out to join her.
Shit, they're gone.
No kidding. We have to find them. We have to find Mammy.
Billy grabs Sunrise.
I told you there was something off about them.
Yeah, come on. Let's get back to the cottage, weapon up, and
And then what? We need a bloodhound or something.
yeah, I'll figure it out when we get there. Okay, let's go.
The girls jump into Pete's truck, racing out of the parking lot for home. Exterior, county gas station. The black county coroner's car pulls into the deserted gas station, parks at one of the pumps. Point of view, driver's side door. The driver's door opens and feet encased in black dress boot legs, encased in black suit pants emerge. Leslie Davis, 40s, county coroner. His feet walk around to stand at the pump. The credit card drops to the pavement. He bends down, hand reaching for the credit card. Kevin's decomposing body lays still where Kat dropped him. Leslie's hand stops. Point of view, Leslie's back. Leslie sighs heavily, pulls a cell phone from his suit jacket and dials quickly.
Yeah, it's me. I'm at the gas station on Concession Road, number 33, and I got a body. Send a cruiser and call the OPP in an ambulance. Thank you.
He hangs up, sighs heavily as he steps towards Kevin's body. Fade out.